What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Impulse Control. I'm Jasmine.
I'm Justin.
I'm actually Justin. She's not Justin. I'm Justin. I'm Justin.
Okay. I'm confused.
I couldn't commit. I apologize.
I'm aware, and I believe one of the house rules is commit to the bit.
Well, so you're wrong already because they're not called
Help!
already help. Really? They're not called
Clock it,
house
Antonio. How long into the episode are we? I'll tell you right now 36
30. It
seconds.
was 34 seconds when it was said.
That's incredible.
Antonio, you can correct me when I'm right, but Anyways, yes, I can. It was not house rules.
The
It
laws
was
of
laws of
decree.
decree.
Yeah, the laws of decree state commit to the bit. So, Jasmine, how's school going for you?
Oh no.
Last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I had field day today. I
Yeah.
sat in a bouncy castle all day. I watched
I did
people
not.
get dunk in the
You did not sit
donkey
all day.
castle
The what? The what?
into the dunk tank. I got tatted up by
No,
my
no, no, no,
students.
no, no. Back it
I
up.
got my
The donkey
Sharkies
castle.
colored in, and I like it. Okay.
Wow. Well, I'm ready for the school year to be over.
Yep.
Yep, and I'm highly depressed and won't admit it.
Whoa, chill. Damn.
My anxiety is like up here 100% of the time. Um, and I could, working as a health teacher in Maine, I could really go on some anxiety meds, but I won't because of my ego.
Eh. See, I feel like I nailed mine and you just were wrong. So
No, I nailed
like
mine.
it's kind of rude of you to be that wrong. Like I at
So
least
Justin, I have a
was
question for
close.
you.
Oh, so I'm Justin
We're
now.
done
Okay, yeah,
now.
yeah, go ahead.
So so
So,
this
ba
conversation
ba
came up.
ba.
Well,
I
that's
need you
it
to
for
get on my
today,
level,
folk.
okay?
Folk, just one folk.
Just only one of you. Only one of you needs to leave.
We
We'll
can't
wait.
we can't do an entire episode like this. So this came up in my classroom today about like, what are you looking at?
It sounded like they're like okay, so people who don't know, sorry, I'm taking over.
Whatever I had to say no longer matters.
Behind me is our backyard. Like there is no road
Yeah,
back there, like
no,
nearby. There's
there's a
like
rock.
junky area back there and
Hmm.
like trees over here. The front yard is over there, and we're not far from the road, but like we're not on top of the road.
There's also not a whole lot of traffic in your town.
Well, it depends on the day and if it's nice and all that fun stuff. But
Hmm.
I don't. I'm not really sure what that was, but I think it was a dirt bike, and it sounded like the dirt bike was riding in my backyard. So I was looking.
So is that totally out of the question?
Hmm.
Unfortunately,
Unfortunately, no. I don't think it's totally out of the question.
not really sure what just happened. My I just almost said my ear set. My ear
My
set.
ear set.
It just like went like in my ear really loudly. Like it just. Oh, you got Five Guys? That's what you got for. Oh, you son of a bitch!
I didn't get Five Guys.
You were gifted Five Guys by your loving wife.
That is very true, and I cannot deny that.
Do you know what I have?
Popcorn.
This is dinner tonight.
Hey, Jasmine. So, as a friend and as a health teacher, we need to talk.
I bought groceries to make lasagna.
Zagna. That's how
Lasagna.
I learned how to spell it, by the way.
That's how you say it. Um,
Is it the
lasagna.
similar concept as like,
Wednesday, yes.
well, that too? I was thinking banana.
Banana. Yes, this shit is bananas. You're not singing, and that's really
I was dancing though. I was
sexist of you. During Pride Month.
sexist. Whoa, chill, okay? That's hurtful.
Wow. Thought you were an ally. Anyway, so I have a question for you. We need to like take a chill pill. Also, I am
no.
fully unmedicated today.
Full torqued today. We're full torqued. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's your question?
So this came up a little
And
bit
down.
today. What?
Nothing. Go on.
Okay. This came up a little bit today in my classroom, but also it's been coming up for a bit, like with my kids. But
Mm-hmm.
what restaurant as a kid did you think was like super fancy that now as an adult you're like, ooh, yikes. That is
Mm,
not fancy at all.
okay. Um.
Like if you were to go there as a kid, it'd be like, hell yeah, get the fancy suits out or a pair of jeans and a nice shirt, depending on where you grew up. We were a
The
fancy
county, it
jeans.
was a flannel and some jeans.
That's a nice outfit. What are you talking about?
They weren't work jeans. They were just jeans in general.
Yeah, they
But
were
yeah.
nice jeans. They were your
Mm-hmm.
Sunday jeans rather than your
Every other day of the
Monday
week
through Saturday
jeans.
jeans. Yeah.
I mean, you're right, but
All right. So what
um.
restaurant? All right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on.
Okay. Well, I am I not allowed to think?
I'd like to rush you actually.
I roll for perception. Or
Perception,
for
persuasion,
intimidation.
intimidation.
Yeah, your
Well,
intimidation is
what?
also
Wait,
like
well,
a
is it
-2.
is it my character because my
No, it's
intimidation's
you. Your intimidation's a
oh
-2.
you can go as slow as you want.
What was it?
I don't want to say.
I need to hear it.
Nope.
Please.
What restaurant, Justin?
I need to hear this. Was it a natural one? Because if it's a natural one, I'm doing this differently.
No. It was a 5.
Oh, okay. I'll take my
Minus
time.
2 is a 3.
I wasn't. I didn't expect you to take that serious. Um, I don't
take
really
my
know.
D&D
I would
very
say
seriously.
that's super fair. I would say that my first thought went to Olive Garden, but that one can be
Oh, yeah.
seen as kind of fancy.
Olive
And
Garden's
then,
not fancy at all.
well, it's more fancy than like McDonald's or Five Guys, but like
Well, but it's a different thing. McDonald's and Five Guys are fast food.
that's fair, I
Like,
guess.
I mean, like sit down restaurant.
Well, in the county, we didn't have many of sit down restaurant. So I would
Okay,
go
so
with
any sit
like
down restaurant would have been fancy for you. Yes, I
yeah,
see.
yeah. So I guess I'll go with what was that one called? Bonanza.
The
Bonanza was super. It wasn't fancy, but we went often, and it was like you knew it was a treat if you were going to Bonanza. It's not a thing anymore. They tore down the building and all that stuff.
okay.
But every
What
time we went, I was like
I could see
hyped.
why. So, but did you think it was fancy when you were a kid?
I mean, I thought it was just like more
Okay.
pricey, and
No,
that
no.
would be like fancy for me.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say
I
like
don't
what
I don't do fancy. I'm not
I know,
fancy.
but like as a kid, kids think of restaurants as like, wow, this is like, woof, I got like go stretch to the nines here. I got to go out. Like for me, Olive Garden and Applebee's were really fancy as a
Hmm.
kid. Now as an adult, I'm like,
It's another Tuesday night meal.
yeah, I'm like, breadstick. Ooh, Olive Garden breadsticks tonight kind of sounds like it was.
um. So just to clarify here,
Yes.
Justin was never stretched to the nines. Like I am. I was an undiagnosed ADHD kid who didn't fully care what other adults thought of him.
Hmm.
When it came to kids, yes, I cared a little more. That also grew up in poverty, so I don't. I don't think I was like. I'm not a good judge of fancy at all.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Also, Olive Garden did not remember it being so oily when I was a kid.
I didn't either, but also we were children, so
But like, yes, but there was also things like macaroni grill was always kind of meh for me even as a kid.
I
But
don't even know
like,
what that is.
it's not worth knowing. Do you
Okay.
know where? Do you know where?
If
Like
you're
at
about
the
to pull a Machias location, I'm
no,
not
God,
gonna
no,
know.
nope, nope. I had it in Phoenix, but there's one in Portland. I'm asking you about you now as an adult. Do you know where
Ah,
Kobe is? You know where the Kobe is
yes. Oh
here?
yeah, the Tuscan Mac place, right?
Nope,
That thing.
not that one. That is fancy. No, so like there's Kobe here,
Yeah,
and so if I'm at Kobe and I go out to the left, I would go to Bam. To the right, I would go towards like Olive Garden stuff, right?
yeah.
But there's also a Hannaford before you get to the Olive Garden and like Taj and whatever,
Hmm.
like on that road. It's right next to the Hannaford.
Oh.
It's on
Hmm.
the loop that gets you like into the mall and whatever.
Yeah.
Um, it is pasta, bread, a lot of carbs. They've got semi good meats sometimes. It's not like the best. I don't
Hmm.
know how they're still in business. Um, I don't like Macaroni Grill because when we went there for something to celebrate Rosemary, she got medium rare pork. She got like a pork chop loin, whatever. I don't know what it was. It was pork of some sort.
Hmm.
And it was not fully cooked. And I don't know if you know this about pork. Pork is not a medium rare kind of meat.
Correct. Yeah.
That's a 165 or 145, but 65 if you're saying 165. Like, you got to have that shit cooked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken, also not something you can have medium rare.
No.
Fun fact. Yeah.
If you didn't know, that was
Yeah, if
Cooking
you
with
didn't know.
Jasmine.
Yes, thank you. And that's all for today. You can find me over at Esminster, 1721.
You're
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah. Well, that was
You're so funny.
that made me deeply uncomfortable.
Oh,
Yikes. I gotta be honest with you,
yikes.
that's all I had for this episode was that one question because I really thought we'd have a good conversation about it. And you just reminded me that I might be slightly classist and I'm really sorry about that. I didn't mean to be. But now I do kind of feel bad. I assumed and I shouldn't have, and yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh,
Cool. That's all. I genuinely though, that's all I had for this episode. I thought of no other things on my way home besides I
okay.
wanted to take a nap. And when you texted me about recording, I was like, oh wait, no, I can't nap. Oh no,
I'll tell you what.
you
I went a little
are
foggy.
blurry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Hello.
Oh hey, how you doing?
And we're back. All
We're
right.
back.
I'll tell you what though. The idea of fancy. Like I don't like that. And I know you know this about me, but like I don't like fancy. I think I
Oh,
could pull it off. I think I have the confidence and I feel good about what I look like when I do go super fancy, but I hate the
when do you
idea
go
of
super
dressing up.
fancy?
Relatively fancy cuz super fancy to me is relatively for
When
everybody else.
when was the
I've
last time
gone
you
like
went? When?
funerals.
So I would argue that that's not fancy. That's just dressing nice.
Well, that's fancy to me. I dress nice every day. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
So, for clarity's sake, what is your idea of dressing nice?
dressing nice is like jeans and a uh, flannel.
Okay.
That's like your Sunday best. That's dressing nice. I don't wear that ever,
I was gonna
but
say, when was
you
the
can
last time
also
you wore
dress
jeans?
nice.
Were
A
you the one that
funeral.
told me that you were supposed to wear a tuxedo to funerals?
We did have this discussion. Yes, you were
Yeah, and then
correct.
Nana flamed you in the comments for it.
I haven't read her comments since then, so
Yeah, so the comment,
not true,
just to
but
clarify, Nana did correct you, because you thought you wore a tuxedo to a funeral, which is insane.
I
Um,
never said I wore one. I said that
no,
I've seen that being worn.
I don't think that you have.
I am almost certain I have, but
I'm
it
fairly confident you saw someone wearing a
look,
suit.
look, we don't need to run back this conversation. We can find other things to talk about.
Okay, so okay, I'm looking one thing up because I want to make sure that what I'm saying is
so I just want to also add here, whatever you say,
huh,
whatever you're about to like try to clarify with me, I'm dying on this hill. I'm probably wrong,
on
and
what
I can
hill.
recognize that. Uh, my level of fancy is fancy enough.
That's fine. It's not fancy, but it's fine.
It's fancy, trust me.
But it's not
Roll for
because like
roll
no,
for
I'm
instance.
not no because fancy is like a specific thing. Like jeans and a flannel isn't
I know that's
fancy.
not fancy. That's dressing nice. U.S. dressing nice. Fancy is like
A
dressing
suit.
up with black pants. Uh, I mean, you can do a nice
Fancy,
button up and be fancy.
sort of, yes.
You can have a nice polo and be fancy. Like there are people out there that do fancy every day. It's just how you
Is it,
one, it's how you are taking care of yourself, like how your clothes look, how you take care of yourself physically, hygiene wise. But then two, and I honestly, I'm a dead set on this, and this was the point I was trying to get to, is fancy also has to do with your ability to be confident.
do you want to know the dictionary definition of fancy?
No, because it's wrong. The
Yeah,
Davis definition is
the
this.
Britannica dictionary, famously not wrong about many things. Sure.
Sure, what does it say?
Oh, listen, Cambridge is a good one too. Special clothing that you wear for a party where everyone dresses as a particular type of character or thing, also seen as fancy dress slash fancy suit. And then a bunch of people commented other versions of the word fancy: fanciful, fancifully, fancily, fancy dress, fancy dress party, fancy footwork, fancy man, and fancy someone's chances idiom.
I'd like to make or a counter argument here. Then,
Mm-hmm.
if that's the definition of fancy, technically a Halloween costume dress up could be fancy.
Well, I think that it's it's because I said, what does it mean to dress fancy? So, wear a fancy outfit. Formal and more formal and elaborate than everyday clothing, often for special occasions or events such as ball gowns, elaborate attire, more so than business casual or casual wear. So fancy dress would be oh, that's just telling me that this is elaborating the point. Okay. Specific styles of clothing worn for formal events such as weddings, black tie galas, upscale ceremonies. For men, this would be a tuxedo or a dark suit, while women might wear a long gown or cocktail dress. Dressing up is wearing nicer or more formal clothes than you might typically wear on a daily basis, elevating your style for a particular occasion.
I'm still dying on this hill.
That's fine. You can die on the wrong hill. It's okay.
I also I think also you have to take in mind the locations. Like think about it as what you would see in where you grew up and what I'd see in where I grew up. I don't know that I'd ever see somebody dressed up like that, which is not fancy, and you're correct. But based off of the community, fancy could be seen as that
Right, but it doesn't change the definition of the
definition.
word
Yes, I
because
recognize that.
semi formal means one thing,
Right.
right? And then like formal means another thing. Even though we're from two different, like, we grew up in two different areas, semi
Right.
formal still means the same thing. Now, I would
Yeah.
argue neither of us are seeing semi formal because why?
Yeah.
Except for we did semi formal for the wedding. Who showed up in semi formal? The bridegroom and the bridesman. Nope, bridesmaids and the
I mean the
groomsmen.
bridesman group. Oh
You
yeah,
were a
you're right.
bridesmaid.
I was a yeah, I was. I
Yeah.
know. I wasn't going to argue that fact.
You're dying on every other hill against me tonight.
No,
I'm in a
only
mood.
that
I'm
one
really
because we've
sorry.
argued this already.
I lost cornhole and now I'm in a mood.
Well, maybe get better at cornhole. You told me that you were gonna lose.
I didn't realize I was going to lose 21-0, though, Justin.
Jasmine!
Listen,
You couldn't even get a point?
I tried. I would get one on the board and I'd be like, yes, I got a point. And then Spencer would get one on the board. And I was like, well, there goes my point. I got multiple where I sunk it. And then immediately after, he sunk it. We also were playing against last year's champs, to be fair.
Was it like a random draw thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You want to know our team name?
Sure.
We were the Bag Ladies.
I was gonna say you told me about what it potentially could be. I think.
We were Bag Ladies.
Which,
Someone else was Fun Bags.
ooh, fun bags. That's
D
wild.
Bags was one of the other teams that won.
They ended up winning.
Oh yeah, D Bags won. That was Molly and Joe.
Mm.
We had Fun Bags, Old Bags. We had a lot of fun ones this year.
Sandbags.
Nope, that one wasn't used.
Dang.
Yeah.
Missed opportunity
Anyway,
right there.
yeah.
Hey, so I have something.
Oh,
And
good,
it's a bit of a
because
grind
I'm
my
gonna
gear
keep
type of situation.
because I'm gonna keep spiraling us into an argument. So please,
I know that's your default. I understand that. Um, what are you looking for somebody to help you?
yep.
There ain't no help coming. um,
I'm looking for where the fuck I asked.
oh,
Thank you.
okay.
Yeah.
Hang on. Before I get to that, I have this kid in my advisory, and
Congratulations, you have a kid.
yes, I have a couple of them. But this one
Whoa.
specifically, he has very what's the word I want? It's not strong, but he has autism, and it's like he's high functioning autistic, but he's very like you wouldn't know except for because of his mannerisms and stuff like that. Like he's a good kid, he's no problem.
Level 1 autistic. Yes.
Right, yeah, and he's in mainstream classes, like he does great.
You could
This
also
kid,
just say he's autistic.
yes, but I need you to understand like where he stands, like because like I'm not getting into it. Whatever.
Okay.
Anyways, he I'm trying to think how I want to phrase this because it was funny.
Mm-hmm.
He sometimes he has a hard time when, which is pretty common with people and like social cues and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's common for autism,
it's one of
and
the
so he
diagnosis keys. Yeah.
right, yeah, yeah, yeah. But he has that for sure,
Yeah.
and he sometimes will try to like build friendships and
Yeah.
try to like pull people in when they're not interested in the thing that he's interested in,
Mm-hmm.
but he still tries to get them like into it.
Yeah.
Totally fine, do his thing. And
Yep.
all of these kids in my advisory know that and are great with him. Like they are awesome with him,
Now you have
which is
freshmen this year, right?
I have freshmen, which
Freshmen. Okay.
is I was worried having him with some of these students was
Yeah.
going to be a scary place, but he is like they protect him. There
That's
was
awesome.
one, yeah, a couple months back there was a kid that recorded him. This my student, he'll go out by the bus and he'll like fight and like swing, and he's got a stick that is a sword, and like he has like this super awesome imagination. And there was a kid that recorded him and started posting it places, and like
Ew.
when my freshman group found out about that, it was like a witch hunt. Like they were dead.
I love
It was
that.
awesome. And so this kid, he's sitting in class, and oh, shoot, I'm gonna forget what he said.
I said I'm looking for where the fuck I asked, and it reminded you of this.
Yeah, it was a great comeback, and now I'm really upset that I can't remember it. Man, that's so frustrating. It was funny. It basically somebody had called somebody else a name, and this kid chimed in and said he's not whatever the thing was. It had something to do
Yeah.
with a goose. It's something to do with a goose. And he goes, he's not a whatever type of goose.
Silly goose.
He's no, it was not that. It was like something else. But I don't. Oh, it's so frustrating. I've lost it. This joke has lost all meaning
No,
now,
hold on.
and I need to quit everything that
Is
I
it an
do.
insult?
It's an insult. It's a new insult, but it's an insult. I'm so mad at my brain right now.
I'm looking it up. Gen Z goose insults. Silly goose. Goofy goose. Um, um, I'm just getting silly goose.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was. It was. I'm sure I'll remember it when we're off camera, but they said the thing, and he like chimed in and he said, they're not this. They're at a pond because they're a silly goose, and it was hilarious. Like he's not like he doesn't pick on anybody. He's not a like a kid that jumps into that kind of stuff, but I literally I lost it. It was so funny. I'm sitting there and just laughing, and he sits in front of me,
Yeah.
so like he's right next to me,
Yep.
and I'm laughing, and he's like, "Did I do something wrong? Is everything
Oh,
okay?" And I was like, "No, that was funny. That was really good." Like it
bueno.
was, yeah, it was so funny. And he like then like he took it and was like all happy about it, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just so funny. I love that kid so much. And he has had episodes in my class and in another couple other classes,
Mm-hmm.
and like it's me that he wants to calm down with. And I feel so honored for that because like
He
that's
trusts
not
you.
yeah, exactly. That's not something that I take like loosely when somebody feels comfortable enough, especially
Yeah.
somebody who has a hard time regulating their own emotions to be able
Mhm.
to look at me and say, "Hey, I need your help to help regulate my
That's insane
emotions."
that they come to you.
Isn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
Isn't
gotta be
it?
honest with you. I
Yes, you would. If I was your teacher, I would be a great teacher to you.
I say this with so much love. I would have a very hard time in your class because you have ADHD.
That we would so here's the thing.
You would
Kids that have
hate me as a
ADHD.
student. I need you
No,
to
no,
be
no.
aware of that.
Wait. Pause. Time out. Kids that have ADHD tend to like my class more because I too have ADHD and I can like teach them like they need to be taught because that's how I learn.
I
So
would
they
truly hate
tend
you.
to, which is fine. You do
As
whatever,
a student
but
with ADHD, you do not
you
teach
might
the
hate
way
my
I learn.
class. You might hate my class, but you would have loved me as a student, as a teacher. So that's all I'll say. Because everybody loves me, and stop trying to deny my own
I'm not.
ability to
No,
believe that. You're doubting me, and that's all that matters.
Justin. I don't think you would have liked me as a
No,
teacher. I think you would have hated if I were your teacher. You would not have enjoyed that. I don't think.
I think I would have. I think there would have been an element of like respect to you because there's a understanding that you have that not a lot of teachers have. Like you understand that sometimes you mess up or
Mm,
sometimes you're not able to focus. Like there's an understanding of that. Whereas like a lot of teachers don't have that understanding. Oh, you didn't do your work? Well, that's a failure. Like I feel like I would probably actually have liked you as a teacher, and I can admit
maybe.
that.
It's not that I no, Justin. I'm saying this as your friend. I have a hard time learning from you because we are very similar people, and I don't need that as a teacher. I have teachers that I loved, but I hated being their student. Like if they were my coach, loved them. If they were, my like
Right.
certain
I'm
things,
making the argument that you would have loved me as a teacher. You wouldn't have loved learning from me. You're fighting the like
I
we're
didn't love
agreeing
them
in
as
different ways.
teachers. I didn't love them as teachers. I love them as people. I love you
Okay,
as a
fine.
person. I would not
Fine.
have
I'll
vibed.
change the phrasing so we can all agree here. You
This
would
is
love me
not a
as a
bad
person.
thing.
I'm not saying it's we're arguing the same argument. We're on the same side here. It's just different ways of saying it.
Justin, you're arguing with me.
I'm saying we're arguing together. We're arguing the same way.
I need us to take some deep breaths and ground ourselves.
Now, if you did that if I was your student, I probably would have walked
I
away,
do that every day.
which is fine. Yeah, but I would have probably walked away,
All six of my kids do mindfulness now.
which is great.
The first 3 days they did not, and they walked away, and then I just started ignoring that behavior, and now they don't walk away because they're like, because I just ignore them. Yeah, we do. They have one that's their favorite. It's the jellyfish one. They pretend they're a floating jellyfish, and you can stand or sit or lay down. But oftentimes, when I see them standing, they're going like this, and they're floating like jellyfish. And if they're laying on the ground, they're going like this because they're jellyfish and they're floating with the waves. It's very peaceful.
I also was a good kid in elementary school, so I probably would have just sat and did what you asked, but
That's true. I
or I tried to be a good
so
kid, I
like
should say.
I would have tried. I'm gonna die
Are
on this
we
hill.
really back
No,
here?
I think
Like
I'm thinking of
I
myself in
thought we
elementary
got
school.
past
Shut up for
this.
a second. So I think in elementary school I was a shit, and I think you would have had a hard time with me as a student because the minute you made a mistake on something you said, I would be actually it was like that's the kind of kid that I was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have gotten annoying very quickly. And I would have corrected spelling and grammar and like all the stuff that's like I
You
would
don't
never
think
do
that a lot of the
now.
kids that I like
Because I am a
don't do
much
that?
nicer person now. But as a student,
Much nicer person now, huh? Hmm. This is I'm just and I'm doing it so good today. It's
yeah, every button is getting every nerve. I posted next week's episode by the by. Or
oh
this
good.
week's
I was gonna
episode.
ask you that after, but
Yeah,
that
I posted when you texted me to say you were on, I was like, oh crap, and I'm still so I'm actually waiting for it to upload so that I can
mm.
exit it. Oh, we're good. so I can exit out of that tab and get my computer running
Mhm.
better.
Hey, you played cornhole. What's your favorite lawn game?
Grunt.
Is it cornhole?
Nope,
Oh,
it's grunt.
Nana, we've got one.
Call the police. Oh, we got one.
We got one.
No,
For anybody who doesn't know what grunt is, I want to explain this because it really is. It's a child. It's like
it's
my
wild.
childhood game,
Okay,
and
can
it's
I
so
before you
awesome.
explain this?
Yeah.
The first time that I like that Justin and I were talking about long games, I don't even remember what we were doing, and he brought grunt up, and I was like, "What?"
I
Because
thought it was a real thing that everybody did. I
yeah,
thought it was just common.
so I've mentioned that to multiple people who have lived up in the Weewas with you people, and
Hey, you people.
you sound like Rachel. You people,
On this June, my birth month.
in my birth year, um, nope. I realized it as I said it.
I was told I have a goofy smile today, and I made a joke about it's not goofy, and I started laughing, and the person said, "And there goes his eyes." And I'm a little hurt by that. It's because I got big cheeks. Leave me alone. My cheeks push into my eyeballs and they go away. It's not my
Elbows.
fault.
I
Oh.
so get you. I have to be honest. If I heard that in person, I'd be in more tears than I am now.
It was, I legitimately was like, like it gave me pause for a second. He's like, oh, and there goes his eyes. It's like, I was like, ow.
Oh,
Oh man.
oh my god.
Anyways,
Listen,
lawn games, grunt.
sometimes these kids roast you, and you're like,
It
oh,
wasn't a kid. It was an adult. It
that's so
was,
much worse.
it was one of my coworkers who's a friend of mine, but still.
I think I would never recover from that.
I lost. I was, and I. The only reason it brought back up into my brain was because I was looking at myself, and I'm like, "Wow, you really are squinting." And then I realized I was smiling, and I was like, "Oh, you are goofy. Wow."
So, when I was younger, I used to hate the way that my smile looked because when I smile, so like if I'm doing an actual
I'm
like
crying. Oh my gosh.
my eyes squint up at the top,
Yeah.
and I
At least
hated
they
that.
stay
So
on
for a
your
while,
face.
for a while I used to go so that it wouldn't.
Terrifying.
Yeah, so my eyes wouldn't go up, and then I was like, "Oh, I hate that too." So then I started closing my eyes while I smile, which is even worse. Yeah, yeah. See, that's goofy. I actually like your smile. You have a very nice smile. It's
It's my
happy.
cheeks. It is happy,
You have
but
normal
my
cheeks. You
I
do
have
have
big
baby
cheeks.
cheeks. Yeah,
I have big cheeks. When I smile, that's what
yeah,
pushes my eyes up
yeah. You and I both
or
have
my
like the
eyes away.
baby. You have high cheekbones too. Both of us have pretty high cheekbones.
I'm beautiful, okay? A
I
kid told me today that bald is beautiful, and I was like, damn right. I didn't say damn right, but I was like, hell yeah. Nope, I didn't say hell yeah either. I said, you're right, and then moved on.
yes, sir. Um,
Yeah. Anyways, grunt.
So the first time that Justin tells me about grunt, I was like, "Excuse me? What do you mean you have wooden boards with carpet on them that you throw little tiny washers at?"
Washers.
And I was like, "Do you have to? Do we need to go buy what? Like, how does this work here?" And then he brought out these boards that are boards with carpet and washers that are sort of colored. I feel like we've sharpied them a few times over the
I was gonna
years.
say we had to Sharpie them. They
Yeah.
weren't they were just like metal washers.
Yeah, they're just
but
washers. And the first time I played it, I was like, what the fuck is this game? Now, I've asked many people, and I've been like, oh yeah, I played Grunt with my friend. Like, kind of like, do you know what that is? And each time they're like, you played what with your friend? Aren't you married? And I'm like, ah,
yeah, no, realistically
gross.
that does sound bad,
It
but
sounds horrible. Um, But no, I've had to explain like, well, so it's think cornhole, but with 3 holes and washers, and they're like, that sounds more complicated. And I'm like, you would think, because it is.
It's not though,
It's
because
not.
like
It's so
it's pretty
fun.
simple.
Yeah.
So, explanation of the game. You have the washer, or you have the board that has 3 different holes,
Hmm.
and it's like, I think it's like a 5 foot board, and you
Yeah,
have
just
like
about.
the holes at the very end, and they're like about that far apart between each
Yeah.
hole, enough for a washer to basically sit between them.
Hmm.
And the first hole is worth 1 point, the second hole is worth 3 points, and the last hole is worth 5 points.
Thank
And
you for the
you're
visual.
standing 5 points, and you're standing on the other board. So you're shooting from the other board and
Hmm.
throwing to the other side. Now the trick is to slide your washer into the holes.
Yes, it is.
Sounds sexual. It's not. Uh, or you can sink it by throwing it and making
Yes.
it drop into the hole.
I
That
don't do
works
that
too.
often.
No, no, me neither. I'm a slide or roll person, but Storm,
Hmm.
for some reason,
Well, it's
like
because
Kobe
he's
Bryant when it
18
comes to
feet
grunt.
tall. So
That's
he can
true.
just place it in realistically with.
Yeah, he
Sorry,
just
I'm
like
sorry,
go
Storm.
gadget arms. He doesn't watch this. What are you talking about?
I'd like to think he does.
Okay, well, you can think that. Anyways, and your goal is to get to 21. I
Yes,
believe it's 21.
21.
But if you go over, you go back down to a certain number, and like there's a covering
Which,
thing
by
and
the
all
way,
that.
I learned is the official cornhole rule that if you go over 21,
You
you
go
go
over, you
back.
go back.
Yeah,
Yep.
I didn't know that, and I've never played that way because that sounds horrifying. Um, we've always just played first to 21 or over.
Yeah. That's what most people do.
And today
It's
we
easy.
found out at the cornhole tournament because 21-0. They actually got 22, but I'm not counting that last point. Um, but we got 21-0, and then he was like, "Oh hey," or so 22, and he was like, Do we need to go back?" Blah blah blah. And I was like, "Brother, you just beat me 22 to
So
0.
bad.
You are all set, actually. Me and my teammate, we're gonna go get a walking taco and sit our happy asses in the grass. Have fun."
Yeah. But
So
yeah, so you're tossing these washers, and it's like, like if I go first, Jasmine
mhm.
has a chance to shoot and cover my
Yes.
points. There's also a thing called a hat trick, where if you make one in each hole, because you only have 3 washers,
Yes.
if you make a washer in each hole, you automatically win the game. There's no chance to
Storm
cover or
has
anything
done
like
that
that.
one
It's
time.
instant.
And we were
He
like
did. I've also done it once in my life. Storm's played
15
three
times.
months worth. I've played 26 years
Now,
worth.
you may be thinking, how long can this game go on for? Let me tell you.
Forever.
We played this in college almost to
During COVID, by the way.
so many of these stories for the last couple episodes have been through COVID and just wow. Also,
We were busy during COVID.
5 years ago.
Shut your mouth.
You graduated college 5 years ago.
Shut your mouth.
5 years ago, the world shut down. Well,
Here, let's count them out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job.
it's the hand turning to try and figure out what to press.
What do you
for
mean
me.
turning? That was just like, yeah, that's.
Yeah. So
Anyways, grunt.
we would set it up. So our apartment, we've talked about the apartment many times, but our
The
apartment, there was, I'm like visualizing it now. There was like this parking lot here and then the apartment over to the right, but off of the edge of the driveway was a hill to go down where you could park, and there was all the people's cars for who didn't park on top, which was our parking spots because bottom apartment. Um,
Which were taken most of the time.
pretty frequently. So we got to a point where we would all, where 2 of us would park there and then one of us would drive, in order to secure a spot, or we would park one behind another so that we would always at least have a spot. That was a fun one. And then Storm got the van and no one could park there. But yeah, so
I
we
tended to park down bottom because
yeah,
I
you
just
parked down bottom.
I didn't like to argue it, but
I did. And
yeah, I know.
anyway, so up top was that, but off the edge was like a stone drop down, and then it was the ground basically down there.
It's dirt parking lot.
And so we would play, and it was the 3 of us, and whoever wasn't playing, because we are, keep in mind, I just want you to be aware, we are all at least the age of 20 at this point. One of us was 19, so I was
Storm
19.
Was young, yeah.
I was about to turn, no, I was about to turn 21, Justin, actually, at this time.
Yeah.
I was 20 years old doing this. So you were 21, almost 22. Storm
Hmm.
was 19, almost
He
20.
was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So keep this in mind as I'm telling you. One of us would pretend to be a sportscaster. You know how when you're in elementary school and you pick roles for the game that you're playing? That's what we
You're
did.
saying this as if it's not a fun thing.
It was so
We
fun.
did this so like often. It was so much
It
fun.
was so much
And
fun.
and realistically, I think any other person that was at that point would have laughed their ass off because we were hilarious.
Now,
I
I
just bit
wish
my tongue.
that was hilarious. We also had to stop at one
Hilarious.
point. Do you remember because of my kiddo? Where we
Yes,
saw the kiddo
yes.
and you guys were like, get in the house.
We had to like push you. Like you were like, "What's going on?" We were like, "Go!"
Yeah. Yeah. I was a BHP in home, and when I finished services with this student, um I or with this kiddo, um this child and their uncle repeatedly kept stalking me and found out where our apartment was. And
I was ready to kill somebody. Is what it was.
yeah, that was bad. That was so they knew about it when I ended the job in 2019 because she followed me when we moved. You remember
Yeah,
that morning when I was loading the car and I was like, "Oh, I'm helping a friend move," and then it was, haha, it was
yeah.
me. Well, then because of COVID, she wasn't at school, so she was just walking around the elementary. So it was like a whole thing. Um,
And we lived literally right next to the elementary school.
yes, we did. Um, but yeah, no, that was really fun. I really appreciated Grunt at that time. That it was fun.
I still appreciate Grunt. I think the last time I played was, I think outside, right out here with you. It was just you
Yes.
and me during housewarming, maybe. So it's been a couple of years.
Sorry, I just got a message that I think you'll be interested in.
Oh,
Yeah. Um.
is it something you want to share to the world,
Yeah.
or
Yeah. It's
like,
about Hearts of Pine.
oh, which is the main
Mm-hmm.
semi-professional soccer team?
Brittany just sent us a message with the ticket prices.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Why did you cough like that?
I had something in my throat.
Oh, well, she just sent us the ticket prices, and they're really not bad. Um,
Yeah,
but I don't know. I'm gonna look into why she sent it. But they're really not bad, and I think we should go.
I'll finish my gauntlet of main semi-professional
I
sports.
know. I feel like what am I miss? I'm missing Maine Celtics and the Hearts of
Yeah,
Pine. I've seen
yeah.
everything else. I think
I was gonna say because you've seen Sea Dogs with me and Mariners with me,
I've also
and then
seen Maine
I've
Disc Golf
seen.
League too.
Ooh, okay. Technically, I haven't seen that, so that's a thing.
Weren't you there with us the day that they were doing it?
I don't think so.
It was at Pineland Farms. Oh, you weren't
Oh
there.
yes, I was.
Were
No, I
you?
was. I
Yeah.
was
Okay.
there
So
for
you've
that.
seen that one too. So
So I've
you're
seen
good.
that. So technically, I just need the thumb, which is just soccer, and
Yeah.
I'm in.
You've seen the
Disc
Celtics.
golf. I've seen the Celtics.
Yes,
I've
the five big
brought kids to
sports:
the Celtics.
basketball, baseball, soccer, hockey, disc golf.
Disc golf.
Yeah, those are the main sports. I mean, what else do you need?
The main sports.
Well, I'm just gonna mute that. Boom. Okay. So he's gonna mute me.
No, I'm gonna unmute myself,
Oh,
and
alright.
then I'm gonna mute you. Got her.
Myself.
Okay, so what? You're gonna do what to
I'll
yourself?
go fuck myself.
Ah,
I was muted
Nana.
so that Nana wouldn't hear, and you unmuted me.
I didn't unmute you. You have no proof. So I go get merch.
Do you know what we still haven't done?
Shh, they don't need to know.
Okay.
We'll have it posted by this time. I promise.
This is getting. Oh, hey. So this is our Father's Day episode, by the way.
Oh, is it really?
Yep, June 15th.
Oh, well, this is awkward. We could have definitely did something more Father's Day. I didn't plan ahead. I'm gonna be 100% honest.
Well, why can't we do
I didn't
anything
look
now?
ahead. Well, because the
Happy
way I'm
Father's
thinking,
Day.
we're your dads.
I don't have one, but I'll try my best.
No, we.
I know. I'm
are
saying
your
I don't
dads.
have one, but I'll try my best.
We.
I hear you. I'm saying
you, and I are their dads.
Have you changed your oil lately? Have you
Go ask your mother.
Have you checked the tire pressure?
Why haven't you told me about the light on the dash?
Jesus, when was the last time you cleaned this thing?
That was a good
Do
one.
dads say anything besides car related objects? I really, I'll be honest with you,
Um,
I'm not sure.
sit down. We gotta have a conversation.
I found the magazines under your bread. I don't know what dads talk about, Justin. I don't have
that that
one.
that conversation would probably go something along the lines of, "Don't let your mother see it,"
I
and
guess.
then move on. Would be my guess.
Nope. After podcast thing, not a now thing.
Okay. Yeah.
It was a
So we're
funny
your
thing.
dads. Happy Father's Day.
Happy
And we
Father's
hope
Day.
that you have enjoyed
I'm saying it to you,
Father's
but that's
Day.
fine. It's cool.
I'm not a father, so
We are their dads. I was wishing you a happy Father's Day.
Oh, thanks. Happy Father's Day.
Thank you.
But yeah, so to all them fathers, grandfathers,
Oh, I do have a
uncles,
grandfather.
stepfathers, all of the father figures that
Father-in-laws.
have stepped up, father-in-laws have stepped into that father role. Happy Father's Day.
Yeah.
And hope you enjoyed it. I don't know that we have any fathers that actually watch, but if we do, let us
Mafundu.
know that you're a father.
Jeff.
Does Jeff
I
watch?
think so. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff. If you're watching, happy Father's Day.
I think Jeff watches. Yeah.
But yeah, Father's Day. I guess what would be, so I want you to use your mother in this scenario because that gives you more options. But
I
what
had
would
some
be?
Father's Day with my dad.
I know you did. I know you did. But like, what would be? I wasn't gonna go Father's Day specifically,
No.
but what is like one of your best memories of a more? I'm gonna phrase this correctly for you to be able to use
Just
your
say
mom
how
because I
you
know
want
she
to
will.
use it.
Well, I was gonna say, what's your like favorite memory of a time with your father? But what's your favorite memory of a? I guess if you have one, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple. So there's a picture of me somewhere, and I gotta find it. I was little, but I can vaguely remember. There was a park with a lake by our house when my mom and dad were together that my dad used to take me to, and there's a picture of me sitting in his lap with a little Barbie fishing pole, and we were fishing in this lake, which I don't think you were supposed to do. I'm going to be very honest with you. It was not a lake, it was a pond. Now that I'm thinking about that, it was a man made pond because we lived in Arizona. There are no lakes. It's just human made objects. And I'm pretty
Except for the Grand Canyon.
that is not a lake.
There's water at the bottom.
Not a lake.
Water at the bottom.
Tis a canyon, actually.
Fish at Grand Canyon.
I don't. I'm going to be honest with you, Justin. I don't know that there are.
I'm pretty sure it's illegal as well.
Yeah, it would be. Are
So,
there
anyways,
fish at
what's
the Grand
Okay, we're here.
Canyon? I spelled canyon correct. Well, damn.
No, canyon.
I gotta tell you the names of them, Justin.
You don't.
Humpback Chub. Can I tell you the rest now?
I'd like to hear your story so I can get my story in though.
Razorback Sucker. Flannel mouth
Humpback
sucker.
chub is not gonna be beaten.
3 extirpate species. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. It was saying that there are 3 species.
Anyways, at a park where y'all are fishing.
So my dad took us fishing, and I didn't catch much, if anything, but it was just like a nice memory. And in that picture, I don't remember a whole lot of it, but I do remember like the story around it. But in that picture, I look almost exactly like Dad, like just the way our faces are shaped, and that's the first time I've like seen a picture. I've been like, oh yeah, that's my parent, because I don't really look like anyone else in my family. So it was nice to see. And then when I was a little bit older, and we would go to my dad's for like visits and stuff like that, we went to his apartment one time, and he had a cat that gave birth to kittens in his closet that he did not know was having kittens. And so we came over and we were like, oh my God, 7 kittens. And then spent the next few months taking care of said kittens. So I didn't have a lot with my dad, but I did have, a few good things. And as I get older, I'm starting to like chill a little bit about him.
Yeah.
Because I mean, he was a person, like he had his faults, and a lot of them were bad, but he's still my
I was
dad.
gonna say, yeah,
He didn't kill
and
anyone that I know of, so
that's respectful, respectable. Sorry.
yeah.
Um, I think I would say the one. Honestly, I don't really have a specific one. I like when I go up and visit. Like, we'll
Yeah.
go for like 4-wheeler rides and that kind of stuff. That
Yeah.
tends to be where I end up thinking of like my favorite memories. I know the most recent visit that I went up, uh, Dad and I, so Darcy and Kara were talking in
Hmm.
in the house, and Dad and I were like, "Oh yeah, well, we're gonna go out and check out stuff in the garage or something." Like there was an
You
actual
manly
reason we were going
men.
out there. Yeah, there was an actual reason we were gonna go out there, and we go out, and then Dad's like, "Want to go for a ride?" I was like, do I want to go for a ride? Of course I want to go for a ride. And he's got a side by side, and so we both
Yeah.
hop in. And the part that's kind of the funniest part at this point is that Darcy had said that she was kind like she wanted to go for a ride, and I knew that. And when I started it up, I like we were not going to go for a long ride. That was the plan. We were not going for a long ride. It was up and around, come back, and then my plan in my head was I'll pick up Darcy and I'll go for a ride with her. The ride ended up being a lot longer than our plan, and we went very fast and very not very far because we have a lot of land out back
Hmm.
there. But it was just very fun. And then when we got back, I went in the house and Darcy's sitting there, and she goes, "Hmm, how was your ride?" And I go, uh, uh, but the funniest part is when I pulled out of the driveway, like to go out back,
Yeah.
dad, I turned to dad and I was like, Darcy is going to be so mad at me. And
Darcy
dad's,
will be upset.
yes, yeah. And dad was like, why? And I explained it. And he's like, yeah, well, you're good luck.
He was like, "Good luck."
But
So
yeah.
anyway, here's this long
So,
ass ride. Yeah.
but yeah, no, those types of memories
Hmm.
are kind of what I fall back on, like
Yeah.
riding in the woods in the Bronco that we used to have, or four
I thought you
wheeler
were gonna
ride,
say in
that
the
kind of stuff.
Bronx for some reason. I was like, I don't remember
No,
that part of your lore.
I wouldn't use that. It's not really in my vocabulary, but I
Mostly
do
because you
have
didn't
like
live there.
fair. But I do have like that's also the same with like my grandfather,
Hmm.
like on dad's side is
Yeah.
like riding in the golf cart up at camp. That was
Yeah.
his like mode of transportation. That's what we always did. So it was just it's a lot of those
Hmm.
memories, and so it's really it. I hope you're making memories with your fathers, is what I'm getting at. I don't know how I was going to swing it that way, but
Yeah.
that's what I was getting to.
I also have one with my granddad where we did. This is not like the only one I have because I have lots of really fun memories with Papa, but one that like he's getting older, so I'm thinking about it more,
Hmm.
and he's doing better. By the way, his liver levels are up, and he is doing well. He's at home now, so
Good,
he's good.
good.
Um, but my grandpa, my papa, has this or had he might still have actually this Silverado. It was like a bluish gray truck, and it's got the boat like the front and the back seats like full size seats that you could sit in. Although
Yeah.
I'll be damned if I had to get crunched in the back seats. I don't have long legs, but too long for the back seat. Um, it was usually full of fishing gear, but there was a time when he was looking after the cemetery up the Ponds Road. So where my grandparents' house is, there's like the house, and then there's the woods, my great grandma's house, and then right next door is the Ponds Road, which is a 2 mile, maybe mile and a half stretch of dirt road that goes all the way up to the Pond Cemetery, and there's dead people there. Obviously, it's a cemetery. But my granddad
What?
he mowed a lot of the cemeteries around the area, and so he was driving up there, but he was doing something there, and he took me and Rosemary and our friend Maddie and our friend Kira, and we were all in the back of the pickup, which is not safe. Let me just be very clear about that.
Or technically legal.
I don't know what it is in Canada.
I feel like it's probably just not legal
On
because
the
it's not
road,
safe.
yes, but I think if it's on a back road like
Oh
that,
yeah,
I'm not
fair.
sure. I know in Maine it's not even if you're on a back road.
Hmm.
But yeah, we were on the back road and we were all holding on, and he would slow way down, and we were holding on to the tailgate. And he was a big fan of watching westerners and stuff, so you'd always see, like, the kids sitting on the side of the truck as they're bopping down the road. They also didn't go 60 miles an hour.
Yeah.
But we would be holding on, and then he'd suddenly hit the gas, and we'd all tumble forward. And I can just remember, like, laughing and having bruises everywhere because it's the back of a
Oh
pickup.
yeah.
There's shit everywhere. There's wood. There's splinters. Like, but I didn't care, and it was
Yeah.
so fun. And you could see through the back window just the biggest smile on his face. And that's
Mhm.
that one and mowing cemeteries with him are two of my, like, favorite memories. When
Not him walking you down the aisle.
that one's a different type of favorite memory. That
Okay.
one's
That was the one I was
that
expecting you
one
to
I
pull
hold
out.
very special in my heart. Um and it is a very good memory, but when I think of, like, I don't know. It's different. I don't know how to explain that one. He did also,
Yeah.
because,
No.
dad. He did walk me down the aisle, and I was very, very appreciative that he was able to. Had we still had the wedding down here in Scarborough, I don't think he would have been able to. And him not being there would have broken my heart. So I'm really glad we moved it up to where we did. But
Yeah.
just, it was the poor guy. I, like, pulled down the aisle at Mach 5 speed. I was so excited to
And he
get.
doesn't move fast.
He moved fast that day. He was cruising, but no, he was so excited to walk me down the aisle, and when I asked him, he was so excited. So it was good. But yeah.
I think I still have the picture of him seeing you for the first time.
Do you? I've never seen that picture.
I think so. I showed you it, but it was on your, like, wedding day, so you probably
If
just
you
don't
have
remember
it, can
which
you
is
send
fine.
that to me? If you can
I'll
find it.
look.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last thing that I wanted to add to this conversation was that I know a lot of my father figures don't watch or listen to this, but I have been very blessed, and Nana can attest to this. I've been very blessed with the father figures that I have
Yeah.
had in my life, and I know, like, everybody's gonna have a different story
Mhm.
and different, that kind of stuff. But in my growing up and in my beliefs, having that father figure, having that person to look up to as a male is really important, because then you're learning how to become a man, which is not a great saying. It has some negative stigma to it, but
No, but
um,
it's got a good point. You're learning from the
it
people. It's nature versus nurture. You learn from the people
right,
that help you learn. If you have a
right.
shitty father
So
figure, you're not going to learn how to be. You know what I
right.
mean?
And
Yeah.
it's not just fathers either. Like, I mean, I have my coaches, my teachers, like, I have memories of them teaching me things. And my
Male
goal,
role
my
models.
ultimate goal, yeah, male role models, my ultimate goal in life is to be that for
Justin, you
kids,
scream at
for my
kids in
people.
the locker room. How are you a positive
I
male role model?
babysit. What do you mean? I'm a babysitter.
A babysitter who does also scream and swear at children, yes.
Yes, you are correct.
And
Yeah,
is
yeah.
overpaid.
I have. Oh,
We should actually pay
yes.
you less.
You should,
Yeah.
really.
We the
And cut my
people.
position. Might as well just cut it.
Might as well.
But anyways, now that my light is bright on my
Yeah,
face,
what happened there?
and you can't see the tears in my eyes, uh,
Oh,
I'm gonna
dim
just
that a
tell you
little
to go
more so
get
we can
some.
see it.
So I'm gonna tell you. Oh, there goes my eyes. I'm gonna tell you, go get your merch at thesoccerking1239.com and go to the merch tab. Go down to the fourth wall tab, and you can get that there. Jasmine, they can find you at Asminsta
I got it. I
something
got it. I
something
got it.
else.
I got it. Asminsta 1721 on platforms. Asminsta on one of them. I have started streaming again now that I figured out TikTok streaming. It's a lot easier.
And a group that we have.
Yes, and the group that we have is well,
You can learn. You can see our friends.
our whole group, but it's also easier just because setting up OBS and then streaming to it is a pain. But with the
Yes, it is.
TikTok one, it's just one app, and I don't have to, like, monitor, and it's a lot easier.
Mhm.
But if you are not following me on help on
Yep.
TikTok, please do so, because I would love to have y'all. But it'd be fun to interact with you. Merch, just like Justin said, will be over on the merch tab. Another plug for a live episode. Nana commented a couple of things that she wanted to see. But if you have ideas for live episode, our birthdays are coming up. And it might be cool
Next week for me.
of posting. I was like,
As
no,
of
it's not.
posting, yeah. Next week as
You
of
just
posting.
had me genuinely sweating.
I think so. Shay, who watches, we appreciate your idea. I think that that's gonna be an idea that I'm gonna push a little bit,
Yeah.
because I think that would be really cool to do.
The idea that we're
So
apparently not
if
telling the people.
Oh, I was about to get there,
Oh,
but
my bad. I'll stop
you know,
interrupting you.
patience is, I guess, not a virtue for you. But
I have rampant ADHD, and you're asking me
anyways,
to be patient. That is ableist.
anyways, so Shay had the idea of doing a D&D session
Mm-hmm.
live, maybe just a one shot. We
Mm-hmm.
do like 4 hour session. That would be kind of what we do, which I think would be really cool,
Separate from our
and
Sunday
a lot of fun.
postings.
Yeah, separate from our normal postings, we'll do like a bonus episode
Yeah.
basically. And with summer coming, it definitely has a possibility of becoming true.
What is happening with your
Um,
light?
I don't know. I'm turning it like almost off at this point. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah.
And if you're interested, friends that of ours, anyways, TSK1239 or the Soccer King 1239. Good luck hunting it for it. Maybe I'll hide it on you, and you'll have to hunt harder. I don't know how I'd hide it, but anyways, we'll see you in the next episode after I figure out how to
Okay.
close out episodes. Peace out.
Bye.